DJ has.
Tactical nuke incoming!
What's going on, guys? DJ Hess here, and I'm bringing you guys the next in my TNT series, Nuke with every assault rifle, and this one would be the AK47. So hopefully you guys will like this gameplay. I am not one that uses this AK47. It's a very, very powerful gun, as you guys all know. Some of you guys are legends and beasts with this gun. I am not. I've hardly used this gun through my Call of Duty career of playing at all. And the reason why is just because of that spray. The up and down motion of it is just so bizarre to me, and it just doesn't really work very well for me. So luckily I ended up pulling off this nuke, and this is a funny one because you guys will see about halfway through this video, you'll see me just sitting there, and then it will transition to a later part because I end up just sitting there because my wife got home and I had to help her with her bag, like her bags or groceries or some shit, so I just left it, and then I decided to jump back in, start recording again, and then I actually ended up pulling off the nuke right after that. So it was pretty crazy. I didn't really expect to get a nuke on this map. This is a tough map for me to get a nuke on, for one, and for two, you know, I stopped playing in the middle of it, so I definitely wasn't expecting it. But luckily it ended up happening, and I was so stoked because I finally got my nuke with my AK47. It didn't take me too long, but I did unlock like what is my attachment, the silencer for it, and you know, it's kind of a bitch move to use a silencer, but here's my thought. I don't need an iron sight on this gun. I like it where it's at. So do I go ahead and, I mean, what attachment do I use? I'm not going to use noob tubes. I don't need extended mags. FMJs take a long time to be able to get, but I probably would have been able to use an FMJ, or would have been able to use FMJ if I unlocked it. But is it necessary? I'm not really sure because it's such a strong ass gun. You could use this one without stopping power even. So, and look at this. I got a double spray, and this guy runs off like a little girl. I don't know where he's at, and then he was outsmarted me. I was so pissed. I was like a kill away from a kill streak again. That's always the way it goes for me. That's why I started using hardline from time to time. You know what? It's just one of those attachments that saves you shit. Like every time you get a 6 kill streak, you die. Then switch it up to hardline. Might be a little bit harder to get 6 kills, but it'd be a lot easier to get 6 kills with hardline than just to die on a 6 kill streak, if you know what I'm saying. So give it a try if you guys want. I use hardline with the SCAR, the TAR, the ACR, and I've used it with the AK-47 as well. And I'm starting to use it with some LMGs as well, since I am going to try to attempt to do nuke with every LMG as well. I figured I might as well try to do most of the primaries. I don't know how I'm going to pull off the snipers if I even going to try, because in all honesty, it took me 3 days of miscellaneous, not hardcore gaming, but 3 days of gameplay to get a nuke with the LMG. Just one. I previously had one that I'm going to use for the RDP, but it took me 3 days to try to get a nuke with the next LMG. So the AUG bar won't be very difficult, I don't think, but because I've used that gun previously a little bit. But man, the other ones, just I've never even used them, so it's just horrible. It's such a pain in the ass to try to use, but hopefully it'll be entertaining. You guys will like that. Anyway, right up here in a little bit here, you're gonna see me just pausing. So I'm playing horribly. I'm not playing very good. I'm just playing like I'm playing this game like it's just one of those games that I want to get out of the way to start playing a map that I like, and one that I think I can actually get a nuke on. And part of that mentality is wrong, I guess. I mean, really, you got to go into it thinking I can clutch out 6 or 7 kills to get a Harrier, to get blah blah blah, and to be able to pull off a nuke. Like, you got to have that positive mentality, and then it might happen. But check this out. So here's where it happened. Look at the score. 90. We have 90. Now it goes to 118, and I finally jumped back in the game. And again, I just transitioned it because I stopped recording, said hi to my wife and all that shit, and then jumped back into the game a little bit later. And then all of a sudden, I don't even know how this happened. I mean, luckily I had that pussy pain pill there, and I probably shouldn't be using pain pills, but you know what? It's one of those things. What other death streak am I going to use? I'd rather have a pain pill than martyrdom. I'd rather have the pain pill than like half the other things. And if you guys some people are like, "We'll just use copycat because it kind of is a useless one." Well, I could do that, but sometimes it's nice to have that pain pill, man. When you're being surrounded by noob tubes and shit, a little pain pill is a plus sometimes. So, and I'm back here. That's my favorite building. If you guys didn't see my nuke on sub base, or I had a couple nukes, I believe. Maybe I didn't post both of them. But this building is a godsend, and I'm not using. I'm using Semtex. I'm not using the Claymores, and I know I could pull off the Claymore kills. I've gotten a couple nukes. If you guys have saw my Storm and my Derailed nuke was with that. But check this out. I was kind of getting too close. They knew I was up there, and it finally backed off because again I knew that they knew where I was. So I'm trying to find. I'm thinking this is the safe spot, but this is a horrible idea. It's basically probably looks like I'm laying in the middle of nowhere on top of the roof. So ideally, probably not the best spot to be hiding. So I ended up moving because I was like, it's kind of stupid. Because if they're coming across the top, then I'm totally gonna die. So, and then here I'm like, well, I might as well just look for guys to kill or something. But I decide to play it safe and wait for my hero to get me that 10 again because I'm using hardline. And yeah, so I'm using the AK47 hardline and silenced, and so with the suppressor it kind of decreases the damage a little bit, and of course hardline doesn't make up the damage that stopping power puts on. But in all honesty, I didn't notice the difference between when I had no attachments with the AK47 and stopping power, and then when I had hardline and the silence gun on it. And I think part of it could be, I think the difference could be when you're host or not host. When you're hosting, you can run a silenced anything and it works good. And there it is, the beautiful nuke symbol. Again, I still don't know how I pulled this off. Came back in the game, grabbed my controller, started recording. Luckily, I started recording. Sometimes I forget to push that start button, and went ahead and clutched out a nuke with this AK-47. And not a bad game for me. Always fun trying to get a nuke with a different gun, and I felt pretty special. So, hope you guys like this one. Again, give it a thumbs up if you guys like this series, and look forward to the next part of my TNT nuke with not every gun, but almost every gun, maybe every LMG coming up next, as I mentioned. And yeah, hopefully you guys liked it, and have a good one, guys. Take care.